Hi everyone, and welcome to my stream tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about incident investigation and threat hunting in Defender XDR. And tonight I'm joined by my good friend Uros Babic. Uros, hello there. How are you, sir?
Yes, I am fine. How are you, Gregor? Thank you
Yeah,
very much for your invitation for this great session, and I'm looking forward to discuss about this topic.
You're very welcome. We chat quite a lot on LinkedIn, so it's finally good to actually meet in person. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do for a living, if you're an MVP and all that good stuff. Tell us a bit about you.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you for very amazing invitation. Yes, I'm actually Microsoft MVP and dual MVP in two category. I'm Microsoft MVP in security and management, Sentinel in XDR. That is the one part. The second part is actually cloud security. Actually, I'm very experienced Microsoft certified trainer. I'm currently working in Krakow, Serbia. I'm security team lead, security architect. I have two amazing guys in my team, and everything is fine. And I'm looking in the glimpse in the future with these guys. But I'm actually working day-to-day operation with security operation, Microsoft Sentinel, Security Copilot, and Defender XDR. And my idea for this evening to show some techniques because I like to say it is a time for trio fantastico. It is a time for unified, very intelligent and comprehensive security point of view, for end-to-end detection and response and everything. Because Microsoft is for this year in the public with Microsoft Defender XDR, Sentinel, and Security Copilot, with that is available as a unified experience for all our alerts, for all your playbooks and policies with one place, with more artificial intelligence, more automatization, and unparalleled view on emerging threats, because that is very helpful for our security operations center, like cybersecurity analyst or incident responder, to work very fast and because we are faced with a lot of sophisticated attack in the zero-day activity, ransom cloud affair with very specific type of ransomware attack, targeted from advanced persistent threats. Many data is stored in the cloud. Many data is not protected. We are facing with a lot of dark data, and the central question: how we to protect our sensitive data in the cloud and with on-premise, but definitely Microsoft Uros solution with the combination with the Microsoft Extended Detection and Response techniques help us in that way. And of course, a lot of malicious activity spread in the cloud with the victim, with the data synchronization, with the cloud storage service like Google Drive, like Dropbox, Microsoft OneDrive, ransomware spread to the cloud, and we must find a way to work with artificial intelligence, with actually automatic description technique, how to help us in that way. That is actually designed to contain attack in progress in real time, limit the impact of organization access, and provide more and more time for security teams to remediate attack in full. Attack disruption, it uses Defender XDR, ability to correlate many of signals from many different sources into the single high confidence incident to insight, from our endpoints, from identity, from my mail, from my collaboration tools, software as a service application. All of these tools are actually integrated in Microsoft Defender XDR portal.
Very cool. Yeah, I don't know much about XDR, so let me add your screen to the stage and
Yes,
I'll just
yes,
take it away. Yeah, go for it.
Yes, I mentioned actually how we, in very easy way, we can investigate incident. For example, I have run isolated some Active Directory domain services controller with and I have here, for example, multi-stage incident involving execution and discovery one with one of my endpoint. What is my actually column? I have incident name, I have incident ID, I have severity for this incident, investigation state, categories, impact asset, active alert, service source, and etc. And when I click of some specific incident, I can see very amazing incident graph with attack story. Why? Because Microsoft Defender XDR correlated, analytic, and aggregated all related alerts and investigation from different projects into incident entity. Microsoft Defender XDR also, like this, show attack story, allow I'm, for example, SOC analyst, and I can better and better understand and respond to complex threat. Because alert generated during attack a lot of threat and result to automatically aggregate it in the single incident. And what are you doing? I can go now in incident alert incident, I can select a new incident, I can open incident page like this and click, for example, of this the first, that is suspicious process behavior by injection observe. I can go now in alert, for example, to see that, but you can see I have tab for incident, but I can click on alert and I can click to see some actually malicious process and activity. For example, I can see a DLP policy match with some subject, but when I go in incident, I can see here suspicious behavior from my CV svc host.exe. That is observe. I can see my process, my account, my virtual machine who is affected now, and actually IP address. I can view all IP address where is actually attack appear, and the text source is actually endpoint detection response. I can see detection status that is detected. That is very important, because I am in the automatic way with automatic disruption stop incident. And when I go, for example, here in Action Center, that is in action and submission, I can see in my history all my activity. I stop process. I contain my user. I disable users. I can see from artificial intelligence my file in quarantine to stop process, and that is very important, because this 5 minutes how I stop my lateral movement with automatic disruption is actually crucial. Artificial intelligence help me with the point of view. For example, I can use for my further investigation with Security Copilot. I can give some more information about the incident with 227, and I can see my activity and medium severity, when incident start time, with the description and the medium. And actually Security Copilot now help me in three way. I can connect it with vulnerability base. I can investigate indicator of compromise. That is the second stage. I can summarize a report, and actually I am ready for some forensic investigation when I go to investigate, for example, some malicious script. I found with my investigation some malicious script, and actually in my correlation, I can see my, for example, session in Copilot, and one of these sessions is actually how investigate in forensic way using this malicious script. But I have incident summary from my incident in very briefly and very clearly helped me to summarize my activity and found the timeline and where is actually this incident come from and everything. And of course, I can use my usage. I am currently using 3 units. That is actually security consumption unit. That is for $4 per hour. And I can change my unit per hour, but I can see also here in Microsoft Copilot my role assignment. I am a owner, I am a contributor for all my role. I can setting my role settings, and I can see my prompt library. That is very important because I can use prompt books, specify prompt books. For example, for my suspicious script analysis, I can see all prompts and templates. And when I, for example, start my session, I can copy my malicious script and submit. And after that, in 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, I have a response for all indicator of compromise and reputation from my IP address. And that is amazing how we're using artificial intelligence in very fast way to analyze this. And you can see now, here is step by step that is provided for some. For example, PowerShell script performs several actions that could be considered malicious. Send security protocol, define XOR key. All of these segments of this script, I can analyze this. I am connected with my vulnerability base. I can analyze this, my indicator of compromise, and everything I can see also in my action center. That is very easy to understand when I analyze this. And finally, I can see all parameters. That is a part actually incident graphs from Sentinel, but I can see here Sentinel. I don't have my intention maybe to check some by switching tool, but that is not necessary. I can click now in my Sentinel investigation. I can see very interesting part when I click on my log analytic. I can see here incident, and when I go, for example, in a period of 30 days, I can find my previous incident, multi-stage incident. But what is interesting, you can see here, I can continue to investigate this incident in Microsoft Defender XDR, but I can choose. I have see all the details in Sentinel, but that is not necessary. I have all Sentinel information like this and investigation graph here also in Defender XDR. And when I come back here, I can go now in actually multi-stage incident and click in Defender XDR. I can resolve here. I am owner with my status and everything and severity, but I can click here investigation, and that is automatically redirect me in Defender XDR and continue with my incident activity. And I am involved now Microsoft Copilot for security in order to generate incident response, and he helped me here in order to classify incident, I can see more information in incident summary about the incident, status of the incident, confirm that is a testing of not malicious activity. I can classify it, but I have a recommendation that is amazing. I'll generated content, but that is maybe incorrect. I haven't mentioned here, but I can, when I click here, I have option to isolate my virtual machine and device. And that is actually amazing. This actually will isolate device from my network. It will remain connected in the Microsoft Defender for Endpoint service, but I can give some comment. But Copilot helped me. When I click, I can view my device. But here is very briefly summarized incident in medium. What is the medium severity for my incident? I can see in the discovery phase, I can see what's happening in the defense version, discovery and everything. And actually, I can run some playbook. And finally, I can involve manually. When I close my Copilot, I can manage my incident. For example, I can see, okay, but that is only was security testing, and I classify now after that my incident. I have C status that is resolved, assigned to me, severity that is actually was be high, and incident may, and I can click on the save. And incident is updated with all my information. I can also, it's very interesting, resolve my alerts. Here in this page, I can manage my alert. I can manage my assets. I can see all information about my virtual machine. Where is actually I have attack from different sources. I can open my device page, and in order to continue to found, I can see, I can reveal on all vulnerability from machine. For example, missing some cumulative information or update, patching in. That is actually amazing way in order to work with this part of investigation, and how in very easily way work using artificial intelligence finally resolve incident. And I can also use, for example, advanced hunting techniques. When I click here in actually threat intelligence, I can see threat analytics, internet profile, explorer, and project, but that is a part of Defender from threat intelligence. I have advanced hunting option here, and when I click of advanced hunting, I can use a lot of different, for example, correlation and everything. Give me more information about attachment count, is mail direction, inbound traffics. I can run my query, for example, in specific period of time, and I can see result of my authentication details, time generated, delivery action, what is block, what is delivered, location, and everything. I can use custom query language for that purpose. Of course, that is standard language for my email events. I can see also all information with a specific period of time. I can use hunting, different hunting, predefined different hunting query. That is in schema here, but in mail attachment diff, I can click on three dot here. I can view reference, I can see preview data, and when I click, for example, I can generate it automatic query for a specific period of time about my stamp, about sender from address, and external domain, and with attachment and everything. The second tab, one of amazing tab is actually predefined Sentinel query. I can use hunting query I can use predefined query for all phase MITRE attack that is in correlation with the MITRE attack framework. And I have actually predefined query for all my incident handling action here. For example, for ransomware activity, I can expand and I can see, for example, specific attack, how to disable service via registry, and custom query language definitely helped me because I can generate it some predefined query in that way. Search for process to modify the registry, for example, that is in correlation with the file integrity monitoring. I can see my process events where, with the process command line, registry, my location, sort of HKLM, sort of policies, etc. And I can see result. And after that, when I have incident, I can continue to investigate in my logs and everything. And that is actually saving my time because I have predefined a lot of custom query language query for all my activity. For exploity, we are facing in the past with the Prince Puller, with a lot of predefined query, with a lot of common vulnerability exposure management and vulnerability base, and Microsoft actually all attack who is the public. You can correlate it now with advanced hunting technique and detection rule to help us in actually account with the brute force attack, for example, or my activity, clear text password in the registry. I have predefined query in that way, but Copilot is also help us in that way in order to generate it. But what is in a summary of my malicious script, I can see score, classification, resolve IP address, my severity, and very important recommendation for responding the script execution in immediate isolation, incident response team notification, forensic analysis, preview notification. That is dramatically save your time when you cybersecurity analyst, when you incident responder and work with the SOC team. You have a recommendation for backup and recovery, for continuous monitoring, and summary about incident or activity, about PowerShell script, about URL. I can see malicious IP address, reputation, recommended action, how to remediate my activity, and conclusion. That is actually purpose of Security Copilot. Security Copilot, you have a lot of other purpose, but the main is actually in vulnerability management, in incident summarization, and actually work with incident investigation and response, how to stop this malicious activity. Very important thing is our device. I can see in my inventory my onboarding device. How I onboarding device, I can use two-way. The first way is when I go in settings, in endpoints, I can go here in device management onboarding. And for example, when I see, for example, here in my Defender portal, I can see what is my virtual machine. I don't remember, but I can see in overview tab here all information. That is actually 2022 data center Azure edition. Okay, that is great. And I can go now in actually to continue in Defender in the XDR endpoint, and I can here click my server. I can see, yes, that is a standard script with my device, and I download my onboarding script. And when I download, I can click here in my switching package. I can switch to my virtual machine now. I can see that is one example of onboarding onboarding process and past. And when I extract here on my desktop, for example, I can use this script I can see now my onboarding, and when I open here, I can continue with my onboarding process in very easy way. I can click here to perform onboarding operation. It takes some time, but very easy, and successfully onboarding machine in my Defender XDR. And after that, I can see my machine. That is maybe in some situation 2 minutes and more. But when I go here in asset in device, I can actually see my virtual machine here, and that is actually my virtual machine. That is a sensor with the whole state active. You can use different type of this onboarding. Very amazing way. I can use, for example, ARC in that purpose, because maybe I have some machine from my own premise network, and that is example for my for example onboarding machine. And when I go here, I can add and create some ARC onboarding script in very easy way. I can add restores, I can add and create machine. For multiple server, I can generate it script. I can setting my restores group, my region, maybe is not Europe, my operation system, public endpoint, and service principal. That is Experian. But when I click here, I can use service principal for my virtual machine onboarding with description, and expire is 1 week. I can use Azure connected machine onboarding in that way in order to actually create service principal. That is actually takes some time, but my idea is to use some service principal, and when I download and run script, I can use configuration manager in that purpose in order to do load, and you can use after that this onboarding script in order to start onboarding process from your own premise infrastructure to portal, and after that you can use local script to see our device, and that is the power actually. In my device inventory, I can see my onboarding machine and start with my incident investigation. That is very important with the point of view how to protect our dark data. That is a part for compliance and risk, yes, but that is very in correlation of incident investigation in XDR, and also Microsoft Preview portal is also correlated here in that way. But I can see my Sentinel. I can click here in Content Hub. I can install some connector. But what is important, I can integrate here Microsoft Defender XDR family. For example, I can manage my connector. That is prerequisite to start your investigation, but we must connect it all data sources. I can see here that is easy to understand in Sentinel. For example, I can click my on log analytic. Log analytic is a central place for all my operational or security logs. Here I can define my data retention. I can archive my data, and that is very important part. That is a prerequisite to create Sentinel here. Sentinel is, of course, security event management, cloud-based system to incident all investigation in real time. And I can use data connector, very specified data connector to connect my data sources. And when I click off Microsoft Defender here, I can use, of course, connector page for that. And I can see configuration for my incident and alert, I can see status, my connector is connected, but I connected not only one, I connected it Microsoft Defender for Endpoint family, because Defender XDR is unified, natively integrated, and post-breach enterprise defense suite to protect endpoint, identity, mail, I mentioned before, or application with Defender for Cloud Apps, and help me to detect, to prevent, to investigate, and automatically respond to very, very sophisticated threat. I can see also rogue logs here, and I connect finally when I can see that is successfully connected. My Sentinel here is in status connected with my log analytic, with my subscription, maybe with my location, and after that I can continue because I connected my workspace with Defender XDR, and that is prerequisite. But more important is to emphasize is also mail notification. I must define some mail notification for my incident, for my action, from my threat analytics. I create some notification rule for that purpose. What I can see in this rule, I can select tag for phishing, for ransomware activity, what is vulnerability, what is active. Maybe I can, I have some attack campaign, and of course I can define some mail address to for example, my mail. That is very important to setting your, and when you have some suspicious activity, I can face with a lot of incident, and I automatically receive all information regarding test, and I can test here mail, but I am continue here with this rule, and I am very efficient way create this rule for threat analytic, for a lot of different action, and finally for my incident response activity and everything. A lot of feature, a lot of very interesting feature. I can conduct also vulnerability management here. Dashboard is amazing because I can see all my exposure distribution, remediation activity, exposure score, what is my score for my devices, and Microsoft Defender Vulnerability Management is amazing because I can scan my device with predefined service account, for example, and after that I have result, and I can conduct reporting and everything. Not only in Defender for Cloud. Defender for Cloud is responsible for infrastructure part. I can see my score for my devices. I can in very easy way to improve score with my security recommendation here. And when I click for some, for example, activity, I can request remediation in automatic way. I can see my all remediation option to successfully resolve this remediation and my exposed activity. For example, for my virtual machine in my previous work, I can go in a software page regarding my Windows 7 or Windows 10 in order to see if my all of this machine is up to date or not up to date. I can use telemetry of analysis for my specific period of time, and this configuration can be safely, and I can set this remediation option for safe device and everything, and that is very, very good, and that is actually promise of this solution, how we investigate, how to resolve for this incident in very, very automatically way, and that is actually what I actually show during this session for today.
Uros, there's a lot going on there. You must be a busy man doing all these different tools.
Yes.
Quick question,
right? Sure, because you're not faced with Defender XDR, but what is your impression about?
It's amazing. There's a lot of detail. So, if I had a question for you, right? If I got an email to say from a customer that, like, there's a malicious, let's say there's a ransomware attack on a virtual machine, how do I go about hooking up XDR? So I've got Defender for Cloud enabled, but that's about it. So how would I hook up XDR to like a customer subscription, for example?
Yes, you can use Defender XDR for that purpose. You can use Defender for Endpoint. That is a part of Defender XDR. And when I expand this part, I can see a lot of very, very good feature. I can, for example, use some baseline assessment. I can define in profile this baseline assessment, and that is actually test my resilience and everything. And with a point of view configuration and device, I can see all information regarding cybersecurity modern benchmark. If you conduct some cybersecurity assessment, that is very important to reveal all gaps in your infrastructure, and the security baseline assessment is definitely help in that way. But yes, answer for your question, you can see Defender vulnerability management with endpoints, to remediate all vulnerability, to define your score for device. And I can use, I mentioned before, automatically to isolate the device from rest of my network, and that is the idea. I continue with my incident investigation.
Very cool. I was going to ask you a question there. I wrote a couple of questions down. What's the most significant challenge you face when you are investigating some of these issues?
Challenge.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a very, very important part. But here we have a main feature. Here, challenge is how to prevent branch with end-to-end detection and response, and actually to increase visibility with your attack surface. How I can shut down in progress attack with automatic attack disruption, for example. I can, what is the pros? I can investigate and response many faster. Customer save up to more than 18 reduction in incident with improving correlation of alerts of incidents and everything. And actually, Microsoft Security Copilot helped me. I'm a security analyst, for example, and I can accelerate the triage with a comprehensive incident summary. That is a map to the MITRE framework. Reverse engineering malware is very, very important part of Security Copilot. I can translate complex code to native language inside I showed you previously, and even complete multi-stage attack remediation across with very easy with actually the single click here, and that is actually helped me definitely to how I correlated with that. I can use Suite Protect, actually endpoint with Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. I mentioned before, Microsoft Defender is unified endpoint platform for how to prevent protection, post-breach detection, automatic investigation and response asset with Defender vulnerability management. You can see now in the dashboard. Deliveries continuous asset visibility, intelligence risk-based assessment, build remediation tools to help me with the point of view security and teams in order to prioritize and address critical vulnerability with misconfiguration across actually different organization. And I can use also Microsoft Defender for Identity to Active Directory signals to detect, to investigate advanced threat, compromised identity, malicious insider action directing my organization. And finally, I mentioned before, software as a service solution, how to protect my application with the deep visibility. I can conduct, for example, and show you now. Cloud apps, I can expand. I can create cloud discovery report to better visibility, strong data control, enhanced threat protection to my cloud application. I can see all my application, discovered application, risk level, what is my users. I can see a lot of different tabs in that part. I can involve many other here when I click on settings and click, for example, cloud apps. You can see now many other different solution for that, and I can go, for example, here to app connector. I can see all connected application like Microsoft 365 Office or Microsoft Azure. In order to connect, I can select category. I can use filter. That is, I can use advanced filter in that way in order to connect in many different applications like GitHub, like Google, like Okta, and a lot of more. And that is actually answer for your question. In many different ways, I can use extended detection and response techniques.
Very cool. How long has it taken you to get a good handle on this? Because there's a lot of things to learn. How long do you think it would take someone to get up to speed with the XDR?
The key factor, how to mitigate, that is actually automatically in some seconds or minutes, but the key factor is for all incident is actually 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, we must successfully resolve of incident and automatic investigation and response. And that is amazing, actually, with the point of view. I can stop my lateral movement. Attacker use persistence technique to attack from Active Directory. After that, scenario is some data filtration, and of course to start some ransomware activity. But when we stopped lateral movement in an early phase, with the point of view containment phase of incident, we are very good. And artificial intelligence and user behavior analytics stops in very good way.
Are these tools expensive to use?
No, that is not. That is very good question. For example, for my, I can go now in Microsoft Admin Portal, and I can use in the billing option, I can use license, and you can see all my licenses now. I can use Microsoft 365 E5 developer license. Okay, that is the question, for example, for license team, but I can use also Microsoft Defender for Endpoint P2 license for my Entra ID protection. I can use Microsoft Defender Vulnerability Management Addition for my Microsoft Vulnerability part. And when I click here, for example, I assign my license for specific users and groups. Yes, maybe in the first phase, but maybe expectation that is more and more cheaper with the point of view Security Copilot. Security Copilot now is $4 per hours, and actually that is independence of your actually security consumption unit. You can use different consumption unit for that purpose, but with the serious investigation in Microsoft, actually, when I use my usage monitoring now, I can see actually that is the 3 units, and that is for the serious investigation enough actually to correlate incident and threat hunting activity and everything, because number of security compute units is actually available to organization to determine by the units you have purchased, per units, and usage, what your purchase may be low in times, and you can use all information here. And okay, feature by feature, but you can see all. What is I love to answer the question in different way. It is more expensive that you have a real attack in your infrastructure. And that is more and more expressive from any organization with the point of view, not money, reputation, everything, and how to strike a right balance between to using this modern technology. That is actually how we understand prevention of incident. Prevention is crucial. Yes, that is can be more and more significant and important than reaction phase. And you have some reaction in an incident in your compromise. You don't have adequate tool for your protection. You have a problem. And more problem that can be more and more expensive for many companies around the world if not using technology like Microsoft.
So if I don't have XDR installed and I'm not running it, and I go into Defender for Cloud and I see malware, high-level security, can I then turn on XDR and start investigating that, or does it need to be on before that?
Yes, you can use. You have actually option for integration. When I click on your home dashboard, you can correlation and set permission for Defender for Cloud portal, and that is very interesting. That is also in correlation with Defender XDR. When I click in my, for example, Microsoft Defender for Cloud, I can use in overview a lot of activity. Security posture management is with regulatory compliance and workload protection. When I click for my workload protection, I can use very, very different, amazing tool. For example, I can click for my virtual machine here, and I can click here in configuration. And you can see enable just-in-time virtual machine access. When I enable, okay, I can use with the point of view identity access management. That is actually in role assignment. I can use actually virtual machine contribution role. That is role-based access control actually role. But when I click here, I can go back in my configuration. I can click here in open Defender for Cloud, and you can use, for example, now very amazing feature because I can lot of activity. A malicious actor try to find a way to compromise your account, and you have a public IP address for your virtual machine and not setting, for example, network security group. You are in the problem. But I can use, for example, for specific port here, and I can use, for example, for RDP or SSH. I can add here in actually option for example port 22. If I have some for any protocol for specific period of time, I can use my virtual machine. When I click here, save, I have for the 3 hours request success for my IP address, and that is actually help me to protect with very, very requests or something like that. I can click here to open port and request access for my just-in-time access. You can use in Defender for Cloud portal many other different features, but that is also in correlation. I can click and connect it with my Defender XDR in order to continue incident investigation and etc.
Very cool. I didn't know you could do that, to be honest with you. What's your favourite feature of all of the tools that you've showed us?
You have, yes, you can use actually different feature with the point of view Defender portal. I can use, for example, container image scanning for my container, Azure Container Registry and everything. I can see here result because a lot of container come from open internet, GitHub, and the first line of defense is actually to scan before he's enter in your network, and a lot of different features. But first steps when we're talking about the Defender for Cloud is actually, that is a totally different story, but I can click on my subscription here, and I can define some plan. That is also very important with the point of view Defender XDR. And when you click here, you can see Defender Cloud Security Posture Management in the free and billable solution, but you can use workload protection, cloud workload protection with your server, with your application database, containers, key vault, and etc. And when I define that, I can click also settings and monitoring and choose different option for my Defender plan. And when I go back, I can start, for example, integration all of this activity. With the point of view, I can use attack path analysis, I can use file integrity monitoring. Not only here, you can also use file integrity monitoring in Defender for endpoint. That is actually new feature. And with the point of view infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, you can use different option, but Defender for Cloud is also integrated. You can see now, increase visibility for your entire attack surface. I can see my Defender for Cloud in Defender XDR, and that is amazing. I can set my permission and everything, but I can see, okay, Sentinel. I can see discovery my device in my organization, malware remediated, threat analytic, attack simulation training for security awareness purpose. That is very important when you're conducting some phishing simulation for your employee, and you have some result in that way. And then I can see a lot of different activity, how to protect and connect for my software as a service application with Defender for Cloud apps, because you have a lot of tasks how to encrypt your data before moving in the cloud. You have a lot of company on-premise oriented, but for example, I can use on-premise actually with my higher data, but I can use software as a service application in the cloud, and I can move my data, my sensitive data in the cloud. But I have question how to protect for my compliance team before sending the cloud. I can use different option for encryption, and that is very important with the point of view security, how to encrypt your data before send in the cloud. And you can use different techniques for that. But central question is also with the point of view compliance and audit, how do you optimize your data? You can use you can use SOC reporting on, you can use in Microsoft Sentinel, you can use actually this part when you're talking about SOC optimization. And that is also appear, but how to protect you from different type of different attack. And you can Microsoft is defined coverage improvement against adversary in the man-in-the-middle attack, financial fraud with the business mail compromise. And when I click here or some part, I can see status my progress in order to complete my coverage against business mail compromise with the mass credential harvest can be proved. I can define status, and when I go when I go here in Defender XDR, I can also see all of this feature regarding SOC optimization and everything with the point of view protect of my actually endpoint and data, and that is actually critical and most valuable in all of organization.
Uros, how do you keep on top of all of this? Because there's a lot of content in here.
Yes, a lot of feature and very interesting, and that it is easy to explain in 1 hour, but we are good in the time in this session, and I'm very satisfied because aim of this session is to show all participants how to in the very good investigate with the incident in XDR.
Yeah.
And with the XDR and Sentinel and Copilot, and that is actually benefit of this modern Microsoft technology.
Cool. We've got a couple of comments. We've got that from Nemanja. And
yeah, that is my guy. My guy from my team, and
that's cool.
Support from
yeah, it can't beat your support. I love it. And Vickerson saying, I'm not going to try and pronounce that.
Thank you, Vukashin, and Vukashin is also with us, and I'm very happy. Hey, Greg, zdravo, Uroše. That is actually hello, Uroš, in Serbian.
Very cool. I wish I could reply. Right, before we go, you have, let me find out, your blog. So you're on LinkedIn. So if people want to reach out to you, that is your LinkedIn. Is that correct?
Yes, that is my LinkedIn. You can follow me. I have follower about 26,000 followers. I am conducting a day-to-day operation with you, Greg, and I also respect your work and love your work and post.
Likewise, ditto.
Yes.
And your blog is this? This is your blog?
Yes, that is my blog. You can see a lot of my activity, but I can share it also in my YouTube portal.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I forgot this and when I click of my channel, I can see my also videos, and that is actually I have not many subscribers, about 150, and I upload for the first my 11 video, but my idea to for all education, security awareness, and everything, to upload a lot of activity here in my YouTube channel, and follow me. And I promise, Gregor, to see you very soon in Twitter, and we'll start.
Join Twitter. We've also got a very nice comment from Jefferson, so thank you for that, Jefferson. Thanks for bringing light on such an amazing topic.
Thank you, Jefferson. Thank you very much. And that is the first step. My idea to see you in the person very soon in MVP Summit in the next year. Yes, and maybe before in some conference and join.
That would be cool. Okay, just before we go, I wanted to just mention that we're running the Festive Tech Calendar again this year. So if you go to festivetechcalendar.com, you can read all about what we're doing this year. And if you want to submit a session, the call for speakers is on this link. I hope you're taking part, Uros.
Yes, I'm looking forward for a Festival Tech Calendar. I am also involved in before in the last year, but I'm very happy to.
Yeah. So if anyone submits to that, if you submit up to 3 sessions, one of them will definitely be picked. So you won't be rejected at all. So everyone who takes part will be taking part. And the call for speakers ends at the end of this month. So get your skates on. And throughout the month of December, we basically have a website where we share the content and we put up videos or your blog posts up on the website, and you get a little bit of starlight for 15 minutes, as they say. So everyone gets accepted. Every year we do this from the start of December right through to the end of December. So looking forward to it again. Uros, thank you very much for your time. I really enjoyed that. I actually would love to become a security guy. I not just saying that, but I think this stuff is really interesting.
Yes, Greg, that is the first hour session, but I mean promised to be guest on my session in the next period of time and guest and talking about with different topics. And Def, thank you very much for this session. And
you're very welcome. Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to cooperation with you in the many projects in the future and everything. That is my great pleasure.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Right, just before we go, I think that's us done actually. Once I end the stream, we'll play a wee end video. But stay where you are, Uros. I want to just say thank you after the stream. And thanks for watching, everyone. And let's just end the stream now.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye and see you.
Uros.